Thank you. As everybody can tell, we're still working remote. Information items, we do not have public comment. We will now go to the famous Joey to give us a great update on, again, another open house, and credit to the staff and everybody, all the volunteers for being there. I think it's great that, we're continuing to give people access to the site in a very smart way, as well as educate the public. So Joey, I'll pass it off for an open house update.
Mr. Chairman, I will intercept. While we do not have public comment, we have executive director comment. An executive session was held prior to this meeting.
Okay. I'm going to need somebody to just, I don't know why I keep forgetting, but
it's all right.
I apologize.
Not a problem.
Executive session was held before this meeting. Sorry.
Okay, Joey.
Mr. Chairman, thank you, everybody. Everybody I hope can see the screen here. We had a really great open house. Great weather. Couldn't have asked for a better day. As you can see, this little one was one of the happy ones. We ended up with 567 in person. We did have 500 virtual visitors to our webpage this year. Had 27 vendors, so we were pretty full, and we did conduct 21 plant tours. This was our fearless registration team in our emergency tents this year. Again, you can see the kids were all having a good time. A lot more kids this year than I would have thought, but everybody seemed to really come out and want to be outside and have a good time. We did have our Clean Water Stars ceremony. Mayor Bill Peduto and Bill Youngblood, who is the executive director of McCandless Township Municipal Authority, were our winners, and both were here and made very nice comments about ALCOSAN and the work that we're doing. Also, we also have our SEEK workshops during open house. This year we had 10 educators who were working on some green initiatives. This is one of 5 that we'll do throughout the year, but this is always a real special one because they are here with us at open house. Some of the kudos, so I won't read them to you, but we have gotten some very nice messages back from some of the guests that came that day. My favorite is, "Thank you, where would we be without you?" It just ponders the brain to think what that would be. And finally, we have our family picture that we take every year. So my thanks to everyone who helped out. You can't do it alone, so it's definitely a big effort across everyone. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Now we will go to a operating revenues report. Karen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This report is as of the end of August, and as of that time, we're 2/3 of the way through 2021 already. As of that point in time, we had collected about 65% of our revenue, and we had expended about 59% of our operating budget. So we continue to operate in a fiscally sound manner. Any questions?
All right, seeing no questions, we will now go to the expansion cost report. Kim.
Thank you. So I pulled up the expansion report on the screen so everybody could see it. We are at, in July, the last project that we've awarded was the electrical distribution system upgrade. So that's included in our contract awards now for a total award of over $244 million to date for the plant expansion. And you can see here that the first projects that we awarded several years ago now are really close to being complete. The temporary hypo, I'd say another month, and then the main pump station and flow meters and access platforms will close up in October as well. The North End facilities, they've been working on site since last August. So we just finished our first year on site working on the North End, and they're 25% complete. So we are in construction here. Everybody will be surprised when you come back on how little parking there is and how much is going on. So I'd be happy to take any questions on the plant expansion cost report or any other questions about the plant expansion.
All right, seeing no questions, thank you. We'll go to item E. Report of action, executive director approval of construction change orders less than $30,000. See Exhibit C. Item 1, roof modifications for screening, garage and power generating building for Burns and Scalo. Item 2, return activated sludge pipe pump replacement from Guy's Mechanical System.
Mr. Chairman, the first change order is, as it says, a final, and it is just pulling together those last bits and pieces with respect to the roofing repairs that were made. At some points, things as simple as more metal, sheet metal screws, more cost. In other cases, a credit for sheet metal that was not required where the quantities had been anticipated. Overall, it was a good job and a credit. The second, just making sure we have new equipment consistent with existing plant equipment. Only makes sense to have as much uniformity as possible for our maintenance forces to have their work simplified, and for parts management. Those are the 2 reportable change orders.
All right, thank you. We'll go to action items. I need an approval of minutes and invoices.
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now motion to award the following contracts. Number 1726, the CIPP rehabilitation portion of the Monongahela Intercept. See Exhibit E to Independent Enterprises for a price of $9.3 million.
Mr. Chairman, as you said, this is work on the interceptor cast in place pipe. The bids came in consistent with our expectation. We do have quite a bit of experience with independent and recommend award.
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, next item, contract 1745, uniform rental service to UniFirst Corporation. The price listed in the bid, see Exhibit
F. And as we look at Exhibit F for the board's pleasure, it could be a bit busy, but it depicts the various uniform options that are required for the workforce here. In the previous contract, I indicated we had quite a bit of experience with independent. If that's the case, we've got long-term relationship experience with UniFirst. I believe they've been supplying uniforms for 17 years. So we are very pleased with the service and recommend award.
and need a motion a second. Up. Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, that moves us on to contract 1747, temporary primary disinfection to Cocosing Construction Company for $502,000. Bids were received. See Exhibit G for the bids.
Mr. Chairman, this is the work that we shared with the board that will be required to dose the primary section of the plant with hypo for disinfection purposes as we are completing some work at the north end, as Kim has just referred to, that being a longer term project. These bids, again, are consistent with our expectations, and we do have previous relationship with ALCOSAN.
So
Right,
moved.
All in
Second.
favor? Aye.
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 Okay, item 1748, furnish and delivery incinerator bed sand to Christie Minerals LLC, $605 per pound. See Exhibit H.
Mr. Chairman? One bidder. Have had a single bidder supplying this product for quite some time. This is the sand for the fluid bed incinerators. It is a specialty sand. Each time we go out, we make additional contacts to find out if there's anybody new in the game, so to speak. That is not the case. You can see the previous pricing was $540 per ton. And given the way the new pricing is in keeping with what we had expected.
Okay, motion and a second.
Motion approved.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item 1749, primary tank concrete deck resealing and repair to Nathan Construction. See Exhibit I.
Mr. Chairman, it is as straightforward as indicated in the name. Resealing, some repair of the primary tank surfaces. You can see we had good participation. The pricing is truly just a hair over the engineer's estimate. So it is still in keeping with the anticipated range.
Okay, motion and a second.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 A motion to authorize, this is item D, the preparation of advertisements of bids for the following. See Exhibit J, contract 1750A, work barge, dry dock, inspection and repair. Item 2, affluent flushing water system improvements, furnish and deliver. Item 3, furnish and deliver lime. Item 4, furnish and deliver Costco soda. Sorry, Director, I'll let you talk about those.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first contract, the board will recognize that when we are required to rebid a contract for various reasons, we amend the contract number with letters. Very rarely does it go beyond A, but if for some reason we're not successful in rebidding this contract, we would come back and it would be 750B. As stated, this is for inspection of the work barge and any necessary repairs that would come out of that inspection. We did not receive any response to the first bid as structured, so we are reevaluating, revising. We'll put that out as this 750A. The second contract, the effluent flushing water system, the board is aware that we do have our water system that allows us to use processed water here in the plant, not to the level of potable water, but water that has been cleaned to a level that it can be used for our processes, our purposes. That system needs some updates, some significant upgrades. That's the second contract, furnishing and delivering lime. Lime is what we use to stabilize the biosolids that are trucked out of the plant for hauling purposes. And the last, caustic soda, the board has seen us make requests for 2 types of caustic. This caustic is what is used in the odor control system.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that takes us to item E, motion to approve the following change orders that exceed $30,000. See Exhibit K, there are items 1 through 5. Director, do you want to go through each one?
That is the board's pleasure. We can explain each one. Starting.
Okay,
with
all right.
one.
Item 1, temporary storage and feed system for ALCOSAN construction, amount of $5,000. Item 2 will be the main pump station flow meter access platform for ALCOSAN construction. Item 3 would be the O&M building facade repairs to Caliber Contracting. Item 4 would be the northeast end expansion for Mascaro Construction. Item 5 would be return active sludge pipe and pump replacement for ALCOSAN construction as well. Director?
Mr. Chairman, the first one is fairly simple. Repairs, the method for repair called out in the contract specifications was employed by the contractor. It did not return the results that had been anticipated, so they needed to make the repair in a different way. That's this nominal additional cost. Second, for the pump station, there was a water leak that developed in the midst of the project that obviously had not been anticipated. We had that contractor address it as they were there working. There were also some additional costs associated with repositioning, reconfiguring to avoid certain piping interferences. The third, that's an insurance offset. There was damage that had been created by a contractor during this project. That damage was paid for through an insurance claim. To properly adjust the books, this action has to be taken by the board to acknowledge that the fourth at the north end, as it says, additional stockpile of soil, which you will see and hear ongoing conversations about soil in the north end. Anybody who ever thought they didn't have enough soil conversations, just hold on to that contract. You'll have your heart's desire. The last one, the RAS contract, modifications to instrumentation as required. I believe that wraps it up.
Approve all items.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that takes us to item F through H. There was a professional services meeting held. Motion to award the following contracts for Hatch as retained engineer for an amount of $93,000. And item 2, on-call services for energy recovery facility for an amount, for GHN, sorry, for energy recovery facility, sewage sludge, incineration, and emission support.
Mr. Chairman, the first service authorization is in keeping with identifying a possible new location associated with the tunnel program. Soil borings are required that, had we pursued them in a different manner, the time associated would have impacted our options. So we went to the retained for a proposal. The second service authorization under this item F is related to ongoing issues that we're having with the fluid bed incinerators and emissions reporting as required by the EPA. GHD is part of our on-call support group that the board had previously authorized. We simply went to them for a proposal to support us in our ongoing efforts there.
Okay, motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item G, motion for modification of service authorization 354 for MS Consultant for the Homestead Transfer 12th Avenue project.
Mr. Chairman, item G and item K are related. Item G is necessitated by K in the fact that it has taken us some time to come to a project cooperation agreement with the municipality. Because it has taken more time than anticipated, we needed to extend the authorization of the consultant that is supporting us on that effort.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, item H, motion to award engineering services for the Ohio River Tunnel Final Design Project 485 to Mott McDonald, and authorize the executive director to negotiate a fee.
Mr. Chairman, this is a joyous day to be able to bring this to the board. Just being able to take it to the Professional Services Committee earlier was a weight off of my shoulders and again, a joy. I would ask the Director of Engineering and Construction just to briefly speak to the project and how it is going to set the tone for our overall tunneling efforts, as this is the first of three. Kim?
Sure. Thank you, Arletta. This is a milestone. Awarding the Ohio River Tunnel final design is a long time in the making, and we're excited to work with Mott McDonald as we enter this next phase. So this is the first of three tunnels, and it also consists of 6 consolidation packages. So there will actually be 7 projects bid out of this design contract, including 2 river crossings, a river crossing closer here to the plant to pick up Chartiers Creek, and then another river crossing near the West End Bridge to pick up the Sawmill Run Route 51 corridor. So we're really excited about this milestone and the next steps in entering the design phase for the Ohio River Tunnel.
I was here first.
Okay, I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that takes us to item I and J. Both were part of the Green Committee meeting. Motion to approve municipal source contract for cycle 6 under the GROW program, as well as motion to modify the grant agreements for the GROW program by extending the terms of the contract. See Exhibit L and M. I would just like to say on that committee, Dr. Gilliam, we had a good meeting the other day. It's great that all these organizations or municipalities are continuing to support and spend money on green infrastructure all across our region. Thanks to Tim and his team as well. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Item K was already mentioned by the director. Motion to authorize the director to enter into a project cooperation and funding agreement with the Borough of Homestead for Homestead Transforming 12th Avenue project. I need a motion and a second.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 And the last item is a motion to adopt resolution 2021-9-1, authorizing the executive director to execute the agreement with the municipality of Monroeville for assessment of a capital fee for revision of the ALCOSAN service area. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
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 All right, seeing no new business, thanks everybody for calling in, and hopefully we can try to do a live meeting on October 28th. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Oh, sorry.
before we conclude, I would like to confirm for everybody that the board voted on minutes and invoices in a single item.
Yes, we did that. That was the first action item. We put them together. Thank you.
In the record. Thank you.
And just for everybody's record as well, there was an executive session held before the board meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And there will be one next month. So if I forget, can it go on record right now? Probably not. I can see the lawyers looking at me. All right. Well, with that, thank you everybody for being here.